Her story is inspiring as it is helping with education in northern Ghana, one child at a time. Over 100 entries came through. We've sifted it all the way to the top 10. And today our lenses are going to the Sagnarigu Municipality of the Northern Region, where we are going to celebrate Hansaawu Bukari. She is one of the top 10 persons nominated for celebration in this community legend, where we are looking at what she's doing in her small corner, and we're going to find the final person. Is Hansaawu going to be the ultimate winner of this prize? In the heart of the Sagnarigu Municipality in the Northern Region, Hansaawu Bukari is redefining what it means to be a teacher. Driven by a deep passion for literacy and culture, she uses storytelling rooted in indigenous traditions to inspire young minds, turning lessons into powerful journeys of imagination and identity. But her commitment doesn't end with a chalkboard. Seeing the struggles of her pupils, Hansaawu took action with her own hands and resources. She has sewn more than 50 school uniforms, provided bags and sandals to over 80 children, and spent countless hours maintaining and painting classrooms to create a better learning environment. Through her compassion, dedication, and relentless service, she has directly supported more than 200 students, giving them not just an education, but hope for a brighter future. For Hansaawu Bukari, teaching is more than a profession. It is a calling to build lives, nurture dreams, and shape tomorrow.
Our children or our young ones have the potential. All they needed was the support. And so I felt that, look, when we build or invest in them, of course they will shine. I felt that the knowledge of our young ones is a true wealth of the nation. And so when we invest in their learning and development, we invest in the future of stronger communities, we invest in the future of creative thinkers, critical thinkers, and also in a nation of endless possibilities. So I saw a need in my community, and I chose to act. The work I'm doing is really helping children and parents to rediscover their power, their voice, and their place in education. Because I think that the ability to read, understand, and think for oneself is the first step towards unlocking human potential. And it is this ability that helps us discover who we are, what we can achieve, and how we can contribute meaningfully to our communities. And a good focus of what I do is on the girl child, because too often girls are seen through the lens of limitation or pity. But the truth is clear. Girls are not objects of pity. They are partners in economic development, partners in innovation. I also do this by intentionally carrying the boys along. Because look, when boys are taught to understand, value, and respect girls, they become allies in building stronger communities, safer and fairer communities. Throughout my career, I've always been posted in what I'll call relatively privileged schools. And when I came here, so many things I have seen, and I just couldn't sit. When books are scarce and learning feels distant or intimidating, I feel that we can start with what children know and love. Most people think that using storytelling, traditional play, and other culturally responsive tools are just extra activities. But I feel that, look, they are cognitive tools rooted in self-development, rooted in a self of belonging. Because look, when children see their language, when children see their lived experiences in their learning, education stops being foreign. It becomes familiar, and familiarity builds confidence in them.
I like the way she is training us. She is using local language and English so that we can understand the world.
Imagine a child coming to school with torn clothes. Of course, some will sit with their minds not even in class, because the child will be thinking, I'm not enough, I don't belong here. But where the child is assisted or supported in that regard, of course, they feel that they are all starting with strength. So there was this student who has always been under repetition, to the point that some even call him, is it graduate something something? So I just had to step in to find out what the problem is. Then I realized that look, it's not just about the child, it's from home. So I started what I call the teacher home visit. I got to meet the parents, and I realized that look, the parents are no more. The people he was staying with are not also well-to-do to support. And because of that, sometimes the child feels that look, it's not even worth it. Why don't I stay? He joined some groups where they started selling scraps, and he thought that look, selling the scraps was just the fastest way of getting money. I reached out to the boy and saw how I could support. And when I came in, so many things changed. Now he's in P5, and I've been monitoring his progress just to see how far he can go. I support him with food, clothing, and just things that will keep him moving. I fund this from my own side hustle. I am not able to cover much. Usually at the end of the year or at the beginning of the year, you have so many children wanting to be in Madam Hansaawu's class, and sometimes it's just too much.
The impact I know she has been giving to the children in the school, providing school uniforms to the needy in the class, handling them in true phonics for them to be able to read well. I will advise her to continue doing the good job she's doing, helping the children.
When I see a child getting confident, a child beginning to know or understand what at first might be a bit challenging, I just feel that, oh, this is so fulfilling and there's no point going back. And it reminds me why I started this in the first place.
We are grateful, and then she's part of us here. I've been here for a very long time, but her coming here, in fact, I've seen a lot of impact and then changes in the children. We, those in the upper primary here, we have seen a lot of changes. Initially, we used to get students who cannot even give the letter sounds, but now we are grateful we have children who can read.
And Madam Hansaawu, ever since she came to this school, really, what she's doing, we appreciate it. The way she takes them through what they are supposed to know, particularly the phonics, how to read. Madam Hansaawu, when she came to this school, really, we've seen some great improvement with regards to reading and then the identification of words by the children. And sometimes you go around and they see the way they are trying by themselves to pronounce certain words, and then you appreciate it.
These days when I look at the children, I feel satisfied. Initially you look in the classroom and you wonder, are these school children? Because what they are wearing says a lot. But these days, you turn in the classroom and you see fresh clothes. The children come with smiles and they even run to you. And this each and every day gives me so much joy and satisfaction. And I feel that, look, the future is going to be positive.
We can build a community starting with one person at a time. She is doing her own in her own small corner. And she has also proven to us that educators do not necessarily just end up by the chalkboard. There are other avenues of impacting lives. And that is the story of Hansaawu Bukari in Sagnarigu. I am Umaru Sanda Amadu. This has been Community Legends on ChannelOne Television.
Community Legends, celebrating every